Just thought I'd jump on, spill a little bit of knowledge. As you can see, a beautiful view behind me. So, going through a bit of a mad patch at the minute. I don't even know what's happening. It's like my default mode from a young age has just been to simply suppress anything that comes up. And I'd realised I thought it was a superpower up until now. I thought, yeah, nothing can hurt me. Every time something happened in my life, something that was going to, or I thought it should have had a negative effect on me emotionally. Example, grief, seeing loved ones pass, breaking up from relationships, arguments with people I love. Like, none of it seemed to bother me. I just felt cold or was numb to the situation. And like I said, a question said that that's some sort of superpower, but in reality, because of the trauma and the pain that I felt when I was a little boy, that was my default mode, just to suppress or hide away or run away. And it worked for a short period of time. In that moment, in that instant where that situation happens, I get the phone call, hear someone's passed, or I break up from that relationship, I feel fine. And I genuinely do, well, at least I thought I did. I feel as though that I couldn't connect with the emotions, I couldn't feel anything. I literally felt numb, felt cold. And I just go to that mode by default because it's that hardwired into my programmed. It's that hardwired and that programmed into my code. I don't know any other way. So as soon as something happens like that, that triggers a negative emotion, bosh, my brain or my body just automatically goes to suppress. That's just default mode. And it's literally, 25 now. And only this past 12 months have I really started to feel stuff deeply. I've had instances where I've healed parts of myself and trauma, and I've let things out, and I've had experience with psychedelics and ceremony and medicinally, recreationally as well. But another thing that's been helping me is the weed, the smoke, the marijuana. Like, I ran away from it for years. I used to hate it. I used to never smoke. I was more of the party type. I'd go getting on 3-day benders, but once again, suppressing, not confronting. And now it made me realise all them years where because I'd smoke it and I'd just go into, it was like intense. I'd be anxious, paranoid, or it wouldn't really be nice. It weren't a nice or fun experience, so I avoided the weed. But now it just gone to realise it's that it was exposing the parts of me I never wanted to confront. That's all it was doing. And now I'm allowing myself and giving myself that space to process these things and actually being courageous and confronting these things. The marijuana is helping me. It's opening my mind. It's giving me some more clarity to think about these things and letting me access parts of me that I might not normally get in touch with. Now, this isn't me promoting anything or any use of drugs at all. In fact, I condone the complete opposite. I'm just saying what's been working for me recently, and that isn't the pinnacle or the defining factor. It's the fact that self-awareness has grown, my consciousness has expanded. I've been able to see parts of me that I wouldn't normally let myself see, because that's all it is. I've been shut off, closed off in these parts. Yeah, once again, I have to forgive myself for that, because it's purely done without the knowing, without the deep knowing. It wasn't in my conscious mind, it was so deep rooted in my subconscious to make these decisions or go to that default mode of suppress and run away and not confront these things that I didn't know any fucking different. I've been doing it for 20 odd years and I never knew another way. I didn't know another way. So that's been my default way, and only these past 12 months I've really started to do deep work and things that I've been pushing off for years and years and years. Unknowingly, they're starting to surface and I'm having to confront these things. And it's deep work. It's having an impact on my business, it's having an impact on relationships, but it's all for a positive. I can't focus on work or deep focus on work because I've got shit I need to work through for myself personally, which that's the that's the big work. That's your transference and stuff. And I know once I have processed and worked through these things, boom, I'm on to the next chapter then. I want to go to the next level of this game. But unfortunately, that's the way it works. You will never ever grow or expand until you confront. So it's getting a bit windy, you know. Until you confront these things, you will never grow or expand. So you confront these demons or this trauma or whatever you're holding on to. Might even be something little, but you will never grow or expand until you confront these things. And I always thought I could, and in fact I have. It's funny because I've grew my knowledge, my awareness has grown 100%, but I always feel it's just something getting in the way. And it's me, I'm getting in the way of myself, but like, and that's all it is. I'm just not giving myself the space. I'm just too fucking distracted all the time, thinking about the future. What's next? Always what's next. It's never what's now. What's here, what's now. What can I deal with? Once again, just that default mode and any distraction I can get, whether that is drink, drugs, alcohol, whether that's just binge watching on my phone, whether that's deep work, whatever that is, distraction was the first option. That's where the sun is over there. So yeah, the distraction was the first option. But now I can understand how that it's sad because I broke plenty of hearts along the way from my cold, from my cold standoffish behaviour. From that simply running away when it gets tough, not confronting things when it gets tough. Once again, and it is fucking tough. It's not easy. Like, I don't know, especially men, we have this persona or this masculine train that we're trying to kick. And I don't even know where it gets created from. Obviously, society push narratives. So that's inevitable. Society push narratives and try and claim that we should be all invincible and we shouldn't process things, we shouldn't speak about things. It's fucking bullshit. And do you know what? The true power is in allowing yourself to be vulnerable, because that's the scary bit. That's the difficult bit. Not the suppressing, not the going cold, not the shutting off from these things, the confrontation. Nobody likes confrontation. If you do, you're probably a psychopath. Some people like confrontation. I don't like confrontation, and that's whether that's confrontation with a human being or confrontation with my own self. Either way, it's not pleasant, but it needs to be done. You need to do it to stand up for yourself. And like I said, that's the courageous part. That's the part where you get the power. It's like a video game. It's that every time you eat some power, you level up. And how do you eat the power? You need to push past resistance. You need to push past that level of resistance that you hold upon yourself in order to get the power to move to the next level. And that resistance can come from, obviously, yeah, you form to trauma, but it's also just little things. And a girl you're scared to speak to. Before you do go to speak to, it's going to be a level of resistance. You can either choose to acknowledge it, push past it anyway, and then you get that confidence, like that little power. It's like a power up. You get confidence to speak to more people, more girls, then more opportunity. And then if you choose to run away from it, that does the opposite. It takes power from you. So if you start to view and take that perspective on gamifying your life a little bit and looking at these things as power ups when you do come to them and do confront them, or choose to confront them, then it's a good frame to take in and have as reference when moving forward. It's a good frame because you know that there's a positive when entering these difficult situations. But yeah, it's on my journey. But yeah, so I've adopted that frame, whereas, right, this is going to be tough. It's not easy, but I'm going to allow myself. I'm going to confront these things. I'm going to sit with them. I'm going to process them. I'm going to work through them. And in return, I get a power up. I move to the next level, whether that's spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. But it's all an internal battle. If you don't improve yourself internally, then your life isn't going to improve externally. You want all this. You want the good job. You want the car. You want the success. Whatever you desire. You might just want a healthy family, healthy, happy family. Whatever you desire. You cannot get that until you first work on yourself. You first expand your vessel. You work through your shit. Because all you're going to be doing if you don't do that is you're just going to be taking on board other people's shit, and it's going to make it easier, even harder to navigate this 3D world. But if you work through them on the polar and you do heal these parts of you, you do allow yourself to work through these things, then you can free up the space to then help other people do the same. But it all starts and ends with you. And you cannot move forward unless you do the work. It is as simple as that. And once again, I thought I was, well, to be fair, I've got to give myself the credit. I have been working through a lot, and I have been working hard on myself every single day. The fun never stops. But once again, it's all, a lot of my issues, and in fact, 99% of my issues, all of my fucking issues have come from my emotional state, my emotions. Not being in control, or not acknowledging my emotions, shutting them off, putting them down. And acknowledging them and sitting with them, it's actually quite fucking liberating. It feels good, it feels powerful, right? This my brain natural response wants to shut off now, or wants to indulge in addictive tendencies, take drugs, drink, go out socialising, run away from the problem. But I'm choosing here now to feel this motherfucking, I'm feeling this shit right now. And it ain't moving me. I'm standing firm on that shit. And I'm dealing with it. And then, after that process is finished, you can move on to the next stage. And don't get me wrong, you're never going to come to a place of perfection where you've completely healed yourself and there is no more work to be done, because trauma is generational, baby. You're never going to come to a point in your life where there isn't more work to be done, but that's all part of the journey. How much growth can you do in this time that you have? How far can you get in this game of life with the time that you have? That's the fucking game. How much knowledge can you gather? How much trauma can you heal? Once again, it's generational, so you're passing your wisdom, and not only that, you're passing your healing down to the next generation. It's powerful shit. And the sooner you start, the better. And the more you do, the better. Because, once again, it's deep work. You've got to have the energy, and you've got to be willing to make sacrifices. Because right now, my business is taking a knock. Because obviously I'm going through shit emotionally, so I'm having to give myself the time to process this, and I'm struggling to sitting behind a laptop now. Well, right now will be all right, but sitting behind a laptop when you're feeling like that, in that state where your brain's racing, you've got stuff that you want to work through emotionally, it's not realistic. It's not going to happen. It's just going to cause more stress, add more fire, add more fuel to the fire. So yeah, what a beautiful morning. Look at that. So I'm going to wrap it up and give you a few little ideas and tools to help you work through things and process things. Firstly, be mindful of your triggers. Be mindful of things that trigger an emotion, that set things up, and then give yourself time to acknowledge that and think about that. Hold on a minute. Why has that triggered me? What part of me has that triggered? Where has that come from? And then start to write these things down and keep a track and keep a journal of these instances. Secondly, spend a lot of time alone, and this isn't mean doing lone wolf and fucking hiding away from the world, not at all, but solitude is powerful, very powerful, because when you're alone, you're forced to confront things you wouldn't normally confront when you sat with other people. And it doesn't mean you need to do them alone. I'd always advise asking for guidance for the people that you feel comfortable around and safe around, definitely, but you need that solitude in order to sit with these things. Thirdly, spend fucking time outside, spend time in nature. My mind thinks and operates at a much better rate, and I believe yours will too, when you're outside and out in nature. Why? Because you've got the expansion. Look at the infinite expansion where our mind can think and operate at a higher frequency. And not only that, without these intense emotions. When you're in your house and you're caged up, it's like you're in a box. You're in a box, so your mind can't expand. Everything feels more intense. So when you're thinking about a thought, the emotions are going to come on more intense as well. Whereas when you're outside, you can process these things a lot better because you've got room then. You've got room to think. You've got room to think with clarity. Your emotions are nowhere near as weighty. And you can see with a clear mind. So, yeah, time in nature. Be mindful of your triggers and cues. Journal. And a bit more solitude. That seems to be what works for me. There is extra tools as well. Obviously, you've got plant medicines, which are absolutely amazing. They'll make you definitely come from things. They'll put it there in your firing line, and you cannot run away from it, let me tell you. But I'd advise us doing the basics first, because that's, once again, that's intensive, deep work. Do the fucking basics. Spend some time to yourself and doing the work. All right. Speak to you soon. We'll see where we get to on this journey. I'm gonna finish off with another little fucking little 360 camera flip because that is beautiful. Bam! Look at that. Come up for the sunrise this morning. Get up. That's what I got up for. It's winter time now. I've been spending too much time getting up, straight to work. Blue light, blue light, blue light. Not enough time. Boom. You gotta get the sunrise started like this, and boom. Yeah, we're on for a good day anyway. Right, peace out.